Hey guys, Andrew Shrout. I'm here on the sideboard with Chris Canavan. How's it going, Chris?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing all right. So you have shown up today with a blue-white heroic deck. Kind of caught some people by surprise in the feature match area earlier.
Yeah, that was fun.
Tell me a little about why you decided to play this deck.
I decided to play this deck because it's super aggressive and it's a lot like the way I used to play Infect, and it's real fun. And you just go after your opponent right from the turn one.
Okay. Yeah, I actually do kind of see the similarities with Infect. Never thought about that. Just play a one-drop creature and then target it with a bunch of things and kill them.
Get them.
Okay. So you do have several one-drops, kind of like Listener Elf in a way. You have Favorite Hoplite, 4 Niv Magus Elemental, and 4 Laguna Band Trailblazer.
Yeah, the MVP.
So Laguna Band Trailblazer, that's the kind of the freshest addition to this archetype. Tell me a little about how that card's been for you.
He's been fantastic. He can block sometimes. There's an 0/4. He's out of range of red spells. Mizium Mortars can hit him, but not after you've triggered once.
Sure.
So he's a house. And since he comes in on turn one, he's amazing. It doesn't matter. He has no power.
Okay. Just kind of the burliest Yoke Docs.
Yeah. He makes Yoke Docs look terrible.
Fair enough. Yeah. So you have. Those threats in addition to 2 Battle-Wise Hoplite, that's kind of just to round out the threat base.
Yeah, it was just, he's the best 2-drop I could come up with. Nothing else.
Sure.
Just a filler.
So your plan is to play one of those and then target it with, like as I said, various things.
Yep.
Among your spells that can target, you have a pretty robust package of ways to protect your creatures from removal. You have 4 Mizium Skin, 4 Johnny's Presence, and 4 God's Willing.
Yep. So I got 12 to stop, and I have 2 Cypher spells to get things going right away.
Okay.
And Trait Doctoring is the weakest one, but it has uses. Hidden Strings is super powerful. If I draw that, it's real hard to beat me because I untap lands and just go off.
Kind of lets you cast multiple spells in a turn. And of course, the Cypher mechanic, particularly powerful here because whenever a Cypher triggers, it actually counts as targeting a heroic creature again.
Yep, so you get the heroic trigger, and then with the Niv Magus Elemental, you can exile after the trigger, you can exile the copy of the spell. So you get
multiple uses out of each of those spells. I know you mentioned a particular interaction that I thought was really cool with Trait Doctoring.
With Chain to the Rocks. If they have a Chain to the Rocks on your guy, you can then take your turn, Trait Doctoring, change it to a forest, swamp, whatever, and then it falls off the land, and you get your creature back. And then if you don't have another creature in play, you can Cypher the Trait Doctoring onto that same creature because the spell resolves and then the Cypher happens. So Trait Doctoring, and it has another thing with Master of Waves.
Oh, sure.
Niv Magus is red, so if they have a Master of Waves, you can't just run into them over and over again. So you Trait Doctoring, turn it to green or black, whatever, run right into them.
So kind of some subtler interactions there.
Yes, and even Blood Baron. Yeah, you change him. Lots of strange little things that
you can
trying to eke out a victory here and there. You learn
sort of counter a Lifebane zombie or something, something weird like that.
You can't get that because it's a sorcery, but
oh sure, yeah, all right, I guess that wouldn't work.
But yeah,
I went a little too deep there, I suppose.
Well, I thought about Quicken, so I mean, I almost played Quicken where these Battle-Wise Hoplites were, and that would have allowed that. So.
Okay. So the other kind of to round out the package of ways to target your creatures. Again, the deck is literally 14 creatures and then 28 ways to target them.
Yeah.
So the remaining bit of that package are basically just some pants to put on your guys, some enchantments to make them bigger and scarier.
Yeah.
You have 4 Ordeal of Thassa and 4 Aqueous Swarm.
Yep.
Aqueous Swarm in particular, that's a card we saw you put to good work on camera.
Yeah, I felt bad about that, but I'll take it.
You should never feel bad.
I'll take it. I needed it.
How have those cards been for you?
Aqueous Form's great. When I first started the deck, I only played 2, and I quickly had to go to 4 because you need it. It's perfect.
Okay.
And Ordeal of Thassa is great. You get to draw more protection spells.
That's fair. Kind of the most powerful curve, I guess, is just 1-drop heroic guy into Ordeal.
Yeah, it's pretty strong. And I got the white Ordeal too in the board for any red or anything.
8 total Ordeals between main and side.
Yep.
So this is not kind of a completely new archetype. There have been people that have tried playing heroic decks before. I know that we sat down with AJ Kerrigan about a month ago who was playing blue, white, red. This version, just 2 colors. Yep. So I know that you get a little bit more of a pain-free mana base. You get a lot of basics here.
Yeah, there's a lot of pain with red. There's a lot of
so,
pain.
like, tell me a little about what went into the decision to just play 2 colors.
I tested. I drew hands and played them, and there was just so much damage to yourself. You have to play a land on tap turn 1 and 2. So you're taking the damage from every land that you play and the mana confluences, and then when you start hidden strings with mana confluence, you're taking multiple damage off mana confluence per turn.
Sure.
And even with this build without red, I went down to 5 in one game, and I had to in order to win. But if he was playing red, he would have got me. So
okay. The extra like pain from putting your Sacred Foundries in
yeah,
the
it's just
and all that.
It would be excellent though. If I played red, I would play Satyr Hoplite over the Battle-Wise Hoplite, and maybe stuff in a couple more, and Boros Charm.
Just trying to make sure that all your guys cost 1, so you can get them to play as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's a huge thing.
Sure, that makes sense. So what are you hoping to play against when you're playing a deck
I'm
like
hoping
this?
to play against anything with creatures.
Right.
Not control, not black. Black is really the only thing. Devour Flesh, really. That's the card I don't want to play against, is Devour Flesh.
So basically just effects that can kill your creatures even though you may have God's Willing or Johnny's Presence or whatever else.
I've played Dispel, but I'd rather just play another creature instead of a Dispel. So that's why I added some Battle-Wise Hoplites to the sideboard as well.
Okay. Cool. Well, thanks for sitting down with me again, Chris.
Yeah.
I'll be rooting for you.
Thank you very much.
Stick around. We've got plenty more coverage coming of the Standard Open here in Worcester.